Morning, guys. Another major fear we have in our lives is the fear of old age or a fear of getting old. This is one that is really tough to overcome. It's a real tough one to control. But I want to share with you one line from Napoleon Hill, which I read and listened to over and over, and has helped me so much because this is what the thought that I replace when I get that negative thought that I'm getting old. And the thought is this: you're not getting old. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you are actually gaining wisdom and understanding. So when someone says, oh, you're over 40 or 50 or whatever it is, you're getting old. Don't say that you're getting old. Say that you are blessed to have reached the age of wisdom and understanding. That was the line, actually. That's the thing that I hold on to each and every day. So you are gaining wisdom and understanding, and you are blessed, and feel grateful for that every moment. Have a great day, everyone.
Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feeling that power you have, your determination to control your breathing. Same way you can take control of your mind anywhere you are, whatever you're doing. Let's use that same power, that same determination to see in our mind the image, the visions that we want to create today in our lives. Let's see ourselves doing the best we can on all of the stretches and exercises we do together here and now. Let's use that power we have, our true being, our presence, our determination to see in our mind right now, go into the future. Think about what you want to make real. Bring it to the present. That music goes off. All right, good morning, determination. How's everyone doing today? Another beautiful day here, outdoors. If you're indoors, wherever you are, let's go, everybody. Here we go. Another wonderful moment together. Another great day in the gym of life. Gym of life never ends. So here we go. We're going to start when I say go. We're going to start jogging on the spot, doing the best jog we can, best jog we've ever done. Or we can simply walk on the spot. So depending on how much space you have, we should be able to do this within the space that we have. So here we go. Ready, everybody? When I say go, your best jog ever. Ready? And go. Still focused on our breathing. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Feeling the joy of you commanding your body. Remember, you're the boss of your mind. Your mind is the boss of your body. Almost there. Let's go, everybody. Keep going. Feel the power of our heart starting to beat a little bit faster. Our breathing becoming a little bit more difficult. But feel our power still controlling our breathing. And stop. All right, back to our best walk, either side to side, or simply walking on the spine. But focused on our breathing, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Oh wow, what a day. What another pristine, perfect day. Enjoy every moment, wherever you are, enjoy this. Enjoy your power, your gift, to always work on your mind and your body. Always in the gym of life. Okay, everybody, let's start with our 10 shoulder rolls forward. Here we go. Ready? And go. Feel the joy of you rolling your shoulders forward. Being able to do that. Backwards, all the way up and around, as high as you can towards your ears, all the way around. Let's do 10. Alright, and stop. Let's do arm circles forward, big arm circles. 10 forward. Alright, now let's go backwards. Again, just feel the joy of you controlling your body to move through space. All through the power and control of your own determination. Alright, good work everybody. Hands on your hips, bend your knees and side stretch. 5 on each side. Alright, and let's do twists again. 5 on each side, feet flat on the floor. Really think about what you're doing. Really enjoy being in this moment, here, right now. The power of your presence. Alright, everyone, and let's reach for the ceiling on our toes or reach for the sky, wherever you are. Here we go. Holding it for 10 seconds. Alright, and now reach for your toes, straight knees. Again, feel the joy, the striving. Reaching for your toes, even if you can't touch them yet. Always yet. You get to work on it all the time. Back up. Okay, let's work on our balance. Grab one leg and find your balance. Bend the other knee if you have to. Hold it for 10. Pull that leg back. Feel the power of you finding your balance in this moment. Hold it. And switch to the leg. And bend that knee. Imagine you've got roots growing under your feet, going through the ground. You're immovable. See it in your mind right now. Excellent. All right, and let's hug our knee this time. Bend the other knee if you have to. Big hug. And find that balance again. Hold it for 10 seconds. If you lose your balance, you get it right back. Feel your mind controlling your body. Feel you controlling your mind right now. And switch to the side. Find that balance, bend that other knee, and bring that leg up, all the way up. Alright, excellent everyone. Let's do 5 push-ups together. Here we go. That's 5 push-ups. If you gotta keep your knees down, go ahead. Whatever you do your best. 5 sit-ups. What a moment. All right, and let's do do 5 squats, our best 5 squats. Here we go. Feet flat on the floor, looking straight ahead, bending the knees all the way down, all the way up. All right, let's do lunges now. 3 on each side. Best lunges. Keeping that back straight if we can, looking straight ahead. Excellent. All right, let's do 10-second plank. Belly's knees off the ground. Always thinking about our breath. Bringing ourselves back to our presence, our being. Okay, and let's sit down and reach for our toes, everybody. Here we go.
Looking for Pedro. Pedro, good cross, Messi. He's a goal magnet, isn't he? He could meet it.
It's to do with the spring and the timing. Look at this from Messi. Look at this, Rob.
He leaves 1, he leaves 2 for that. Takes on 3, takes on 4, beats the goalkeeper. You're just lost for words. He is just brilliant.
Oh, here we go.
Got 87 goals in 3 years. They'll keep putting them on a plate for him. Messi!
Oh my goodness.
Hat-trick again! It's repetitive. Goal after goal after goal after goal after goal.
Most people believe the way to get rich is to work harder, longer, and faster. But the Bible never told us to hustle ourselves into the ground. It told us to steward. That's why so many are exhausted, trading endless hours for wages, yet never breaking free. The shocking truth? Hard work alone was never God's formula for wealth. From Genesis to Revelation, Scripture shows that God blesses those who multiply what they have, not those who bury it. Yet most Christians shy away from money as if it were evil, while quietly watching unbelievers take dominion of business and investments. Isn't it ironic? The very people called to steward creation often avoid the very tools that create freedom. Here's the counterintuitive truth. God wants your money to work harder than you do. He gave Israel land, not just manna, so they could plant, harvest, and build legacy. He gave the servants talents, not so they could guard them, but so they could multiply them. What if the reason you're stuck financially is not because you lack income, but because you lack assets? Today I'll reveal the only 5 assets the Bible itself approves for building true wealth. Assets that let you make money while you sleep, that free your time, and that align with God's wisdom, not Wall Street's gimmicks. By the end, you'll see how to shift from endless labor to financial freedom rooted in faith. If you like our content, consider supporting our ministry through the link in the description. So buckle up, because this message might challenge what you've been taught in church about money, but it will unlock what God has always wanted for His people: stewardship, multiplication, and freedom. Real estate, the land promise, and the power of ownership. Real estate has always carried a deep biblical significance. When God led Israel into the Promised Land, He wasn't just giving them soil. He was granting them ownership, security, and legacy. Deuteronomy 8:18 reminds us that it is the Lord who gives us the power to create wealth, and land was His first classroom for teaching stewardship. In today's world, owning property continues to be one of the most tangible ways to turn money into long-term wealth. Business leaders and ordinary families alike have discovered that property is more than shelter. It is a sacred form of stability. Think about the American market. From Florida vacation rentals to Texas duplexes, opportunities abound. Long-term rentals provide predictable income, while short-term rentals like Airbnbs can triple the cash flow. This mirrors the biblical principle of multiplying talents instead of burying them, just like the servant in Matthew 25 who doubled his master's silver. A wise investor uses real estate to make money work in different seasons. And unlike speculative ventures, bricks and mortar tend to hold value over time. But here's the secret most people miss. One property will not change your financial destiny. Owning a single house is often a liability, not an asset. The Bible shows us in Genesis how Abraham didn't stop at one well or one plot. He kept expanding. Likewise, building a small portfolio of 6 to 10 rental properties can completely shift your financial future. That's when equity, appreciation, and cash flow begin to compound, forming what I call the golden trinity of wealth creation. Modern finance offers creative ways to enter the market with minimal upfront capital. FHA loans allow you to purchase with as little as 3% down, and many banks structure second home purchases with only 5 and 10% down if you're more than 100 miles from your primary residence. This means someone living in New York can legally buy a vacation rental in Florida and transform it into a profit center. It's the same principle Joseph applied in Egypt, using strategy and foresight to turn limited resources into abundant provision. Another overlooked strategy is midterm rentals. Nurses, IT contractors, and even families displaced by insurance claims pay above market rates for furnished spaces lasting 3 to 6 months. Imagine a home that normally rents for $2,000 being leased by an insurance company for $6,000 per month up front. That's the type of wisdom Proverbs 27 points to. Prepare your work outside, get everything ready for yourself in the field, and after that, build your house. Preparation and creativity multiply returns in business and in real estate. And don't forget the power of flipping. Buying distressed homes, foreclosures, auctions, or bank-owned properties can unlock extraordinary returns when handled with diligence. Yes, it takes knowledge, but Proverbs 15:22 reminds us, without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. Attend seminars, network with experienced flippers, and learn the craft. You don't need a PhD, you need courage, strategy, and the humility to listen. Real estate remains God's timeless reminder that money, when stewarded through ownership, builds wealth that outlives you. And this is just the first asset. Stocks and dividends, partnering in business the biblical way. When you buy a stock, you're not just clicking a button on an app, you are stepping into partnership with a business. The Bible celebrates wise partnerships. Ecclesiastes 4:9 says, "Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor." That's exactly what stocks are, your money joining forces with a proven company's labor. Instead of you working harder, your investment lets their employees, managers, and systems make money for you while you live your life. Now, the culture loves to hype day trading. Quick flips, hot tips, chasing charts. But Proverbs 13:11 warns, "Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it." Long-term investing in blue-chip companies, think Apple, Home Depot, or John Deere, has proven time and again to build steady wealth. Patience, not gambling, is the biblical way. The richest investors in America didn't sprint. They walked with consistency, letting time and compound growth do the heavy lifting. Dividends are where the story gets powerful. Imagine buying shares of Verizon that pay a 7% annual dividend. For every $100 invested, you receive $7 year after year simply for owning part of the business. That's Proverbs 21:5 in action. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. Reinvesting those dividends back into more shares creates a snowball effect. You're not just saving, you're multiplying, God's blueprint for financial fruitfulness. And consider how practical this is. While you're at work, tucking your kids in, or leading ministry, your money is laboring behind the scenes. This is what it means to put money to work instead of trading hours for wages. Imagine buying $1,000 worth of dividend-paying stock and letting it compound for 20 years. That investment can quietly grow into tens of thousands. It's like planting a vineyard, as in Isaiah 65:21, enjoying fruit from something you prepared long ago. Brokerage accounts make this accessible. Platforms like Charles Schwab or Fidelity allow anyone to buy into America's most reliable companies. You don't need to be rich to start. You need $50, $100, $500, and a commitment to consistency. Even Warren Buffett, often quoted by entrepreneurs, built his empire not on wild bets, but on patient ownership of strong businesses. It's a lesson that aligns perfectly with biblical stewardship. Steady growth beats reckless speed. So when the Bible tells us not to put our trust in uncertain riches, 1 Timothy 6:17, it doesn't mean avoid investing. It means choose wisely, focus on diligence, and let your investments partner with companies that stand the test of time. Stocks and dividends are not just financial tools, they're modern expressions of biblical wisdom. And as we'll see next, diversification takes this principle even deeper. Mutual funds and diversification. Ecclesiastes 11:2 in action. The Bible doesn't just talk about working hard, it talks about spreading wisely. Ecclesiastes 11:2 teaches, invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. That verse could have been written for Wall Street. Mutual funds are simply modern vehicles to obey this ancient wisdom. Instead of betting everything on one company, you place your money into a basket of businesses, industries, and sectors. That way, your future isn't tied to a single outcome. Think of mutual funds as a team sport. One player may have a bad game, but the whole team keeps winning. By pooling
Guys, in our top 10 rules for success with Oprah Winfrey, today she shares with us rule number 9, which is stay grounded. So as we're on this path, and as she's been on her path, what's helped her is she's always had this centered focus, and the centered focus on her being. And as she's focused on what she really is and how she's developing herself, her very essence, her core, her being, that also fuels her compassion for others, because she understands what it's like to work on yourself and how hard it is. So let's remember that. As you're working on yourself, as you're trying to become the greatest version of you, remember that those around you are the same. We're all the same. We're all going through those struggles. So if we come from a place of compassion, empathy, and understanding for those around us, we build that also within us. Whatever we become, whatever we are, we share that with others. We help them become their true self too. Have a great day, everyone. I hope this helps.
Here we go. Ready? Straight knees or reaching for your toes. Doing the best we can. Always working on motivating our minds, because we know our bodies will follow. And V shape with our legs, reaching for the floor as far away from our body as we can. Holding it there. And reach for one side, hold it there. Again, feel the joy of reaching, striving, doing your best. Even if you aren't able to reach where you want to be yet. And switch to the other side. Feel the power of you winning right now. Control of your mind. All right, and let's put our feet together and gently push our knees down with our elbows. Here we go. Hold it there for 10. Feel the power of infinite intelligence in you, me, and all of us right now. Okay, one leg forward, one leg back. Go as far back as you can. Keep that knee on the ground. Put that knee down. Make sure you're not hurting yourself. You should just feel a pull, not any pain. Okay, and switch the other side. Roll onto our belly and push the ground or the floor and look up at the ceiling or the sky, wherever we are. Here we go, cobra stretch. Hold it there for 10. Feel the power of your being right here, right now. Okay, and legs crossed again, back straight, eyes closed. Breathing in through our noses and out through our mouths. Here we go. Going into the future, into our imagination right now. Seeing what we want to do our best on today when that music goes on. For me, I'm going to be working on 2 exercises. One is lunges, as many lunges as I can do within the first song. The second song, as many sit-ups as I can do until that song's over. So what about you? See it in your mind right now. You can play 2 of your own songs. You can listen to the songs I have. But choose your own exercises. If you don't like the ones I'm doing, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, whatever you want to do, whatever movement you want to do safely and effectively, see it in your mind right now before you bring it out into the world. yourself, as people, as a world. The way we do our best on these exercises when that music goes on, it's an expression, a reflection of the way we do our best at everything. Gym of life. Alright, here we go, determination, lunges for me. You can follow if you want, or you can do whatever it is you want to do, your squats, sit-ups, a dance movement, jumping jacks, whatever exercise you want to do. Here I go, ready? All the time, trying to maintain good technique, good form. Best we can, always. Just feeling the joy, moving our bodies, doing our best. That's winning. We're born to do that, no matter what. It's like to put the arms up too, instead of just forward to the side. Change it up. Whatever you're doing right now, keep going. Remember your breathing. Don't forget your breathing. I love it. This is the best. This moment is the best. Wherever you are, wherever you go, you get to always work on being your best at whatever you're doing. And that starts with our determination. Controlling our minds, no matter what. No matter how tired, how much discomfort we feel, we have the power to choose.
So Liz Mobile just sent me this solar wireless battery pack.
Getting
I'm
rid of that
excited.
commercial for a second.
I really like the build. It's got hand grips on the side. It's sharp.
And we'll keep going. Keep going. We don't let anything stop us. That's till that song's over. Every moment counts. If you're doing lunges with me right now, I'm proud of you. You're up. Keep going. As it gets harder, we work harder. That's how powerful we are. We have that determination, that choice, that winning choice. Keep going. Song's not over. Keep going. Your music, that stuff's inside you. For me, it's determination, and I know we got it all in all of us. So I use it every day. Let's go. You're using it now. Keep going. Music's still playing. Our music's still going. All right, next song. Proud of my effort. Proud of you. If you haven't given up, keep going.
It's Lionel Messi. And Messi steps up to the plate just when Barcelona needed him most. It's adopting a more familiar pattern. This is Abidal, played behind Bojan surprisingly. Pedro rescues it. Messi! And he's in again here. Lionel Messi. Could this be the hat-trick before half-time? Oh, brilliant! An audacious chip from the magical Lionel Messi, the most talented
your money with others, you own pieces of dozens or even hundreds of companies at once. This is especially powerful for those just starting. You may not have thousands to buy individual stocks, but with $100 a month, you can enter a diversified fund that grows steadily over time. It's like Joseph storing grain in multiple storehouses across Egypt, protection against famine in any one place. Consistency is key. Setting up automatic contributions into a mutual fund is like planting seeds month after month. Galatians 6:9 reminds us, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." That's exactly what dollar cost averaging is, investing faithfully regardless of market ups or downs. Over years, those seeds compound into harvest. Mutual funds are less flashy than day trading, but they are biblical in principle, steady, patient, fruitful. Consider practical American examples: Vanguard 500 Index Fund or Fidelity Total Market Index. These funds mirror the entire stock market, spreading your risk across hundreds of businesses. One company might fall, another will rise. Over time, the average trend points upward. That's why historically broad-based mutual funds have delivered long-term returns of 7–10% annually. They reflect Proverbs 21:20, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down." Wisdom saves and spreads. Folly spends and risks. What's even more powerful is the psychological freedom mutual funds bring. You don't have to monitor every tick of the market. You let the fund managers and the system work while you focus on your calling, your family, and your ministry. Your money is working while you sleep, eat, and pray. That is stewardship at its finest. Entrusting your talents to multiply while you live with purpose. It's the biblical way to make money without losing your peace. Mutual funds also prepare you for greater opportunities. Once you've built wealth through diversified funds, you can branch into real estate, business ownership, or other ventures. In that sense, mutual funds are like training wheels. They teach you discipline, patience, and trust, and soon they lead you into deeper waters, where stewardship meets boldness and where diversification expands into even more powerful biblical strategies. Building and backing businesses. The talent principle. The Bible doesn't just bless land and harvest, it blesses business. In Matthew 25, the parable of the talents reveals God's expectation. Multiply what he has entrusted to you. The servant who hid his master's money was condemned, but those who traded and increased it were praised. That is entrepreneurship in its purest form. Starting or supporting a business is not just a financial move, it's a spiritual act of stewardship. Money grows when it's put into circulation, not when it's buried in fear. America's economy was built on bold entrepreneurs. From Steve Jobs with Apple to local landscapers down the street, wealth creation flows from solving problems and serving people. The biblical entrepreneur mirrors the Proverbs 31 woman, investing in vineyards, trading goods, and making profit that blesses her household. Business is the arena where vision meets diligence, and where faith collides with cash flow. It's one of the clearest ways to make money with God's blessing. Now, not everyone is called to start a business. Some are called to back others. That's where platforms like WeFunder or private equity and local ventures come in. Imagine investing in a small plumbing company or a hair salon and receiving profit checks every month. That's Proverbs 27:23 in motion. Be sure you know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds. Today, those herds may look like financial statements, but the principle is the same. Know where your money is and let it produce. Of course, business carries risk. Startups can fail, markets shift, and leadership matters. Yet as the Bible shows, where there is no oxen, the manger is clean, but abundant crops come by the strength of the ox. Proverbs 14:4. Translation? Growth is messy, but without the ox of business, there is no harvest. Even the failures can teach discipline, resilience, and strategy. It's better to stumble forward in faith than to remain idle out of fear. From a practical side, investing in your own business often yields far higher returns than any other asset. The most money I've ever seen people make didn't come from a paycheck. It came from building something scalable, a bakery that becomes a chain, a YouTube channel that turns into a brand, a construction company that multiplies crews. In business, one good idea fueled by faith and discipline can outproduce decades of wages. That's why Scripture calls us co-laborers with God. He blesses the work of our hands. And remember, supporting a business can be as kingdom-driven as starting one. When you invest in a godly entrepreneur, you partner in their calling and expand your impact. Paul often thanked believers who partnered with him in the work of the gospel. Philippians 1:5. Today, your investment might not be tents like Paul's trade, but it could be apps, real estate developments, or service companies. Either way, the talent principle stands. When you risk and multiply, you honor God. And the more you lean into this principle, the more you'll see how diversification across ventures strengthens your entire portfolio, opening the way to the next biblical asset. ETFs and REITs, modern tools for biblical stewardship. Sometimes the wisest way to grow wealth isn't owning everything directly, but leveraging collective strength. That's where exchange-traded funds, ETFs, and real estate investment trusts, REITs, come in. Ecclesiastes 4:12 says, "A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken." ETFs and REITs are exactly that, bundles of assets woven together, stronger than a single thread. They let you invest in multiple businesses, properties, or industries without the burden of managing each one. Think of ETFs as modern fields. Instead of buying one stock, you own slices of hundreds. That's diversification on autopilot. For example, an S&P 500 ETF gives you a piece of America's largest companies in one click. This aligns perfectly with Proverbs 11:14. In the multitude of counselors there is safety. In the financial world, ETFs act like a multitude of wise voices, balancing risks, smoothing volatility, and giving you consistent exposure to business growth. REITs, on the other hand, let you step into real estate without fixing toilets or screening tenants. You can own part of a portfolio of shopping centers, hotels, apartments, or even warehouses through a simple brokerage account. Many REITs pay generous dividends, sometimes 4% to 8% annually. That's steady cash flow while you sleep. It reflects Proverbs 10:22. The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. Passive income without landlord headaches is stewardship at its finest. Practical example: a Christian investor with $1,000 might not be able to buy a rental property, but that same amount could purchase shares in a REIT. Overnight, they're part owner of a portfolio worth billions. That's leverage, letting money work at a scale far beyond your reach. And ETFs do the same with stocks, bonds, or even commodities. You're no longer relying on one company's success. You're sharing in the productivity of entire markets. What's most biblical about ETFs and REITs is their alignment with stewardship. Jesus praised the servant who multiplied talents, but condemned the one who buried them. ETFs and REITs give everyday believers the ability to multiply even small sums faithfully. By investing in these collective tools, you're living out the call of Luke 16:10. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. Starting with a little share proves you're ready for greater opportunities. These vehicles also teach humility. You're not in control of every company, every property, or every boardroom decision, but you are in control of your choices, your patience, and your consistency. ETFs and REITs force you to trust a system larger than yourself, just as faith calls us to trust God's larger plan. And as we explore further, we'll see how avoiding reckless speculation is another key to honoring Him with your money and your business investments. Avoiding speculation. Why patience beats gambling. The Bible never glorifies haste in wealth building. Proverbs 28:20 warns, "A faithful person will be richly blessed, but one eager to get rich will not go unpunished." In today's language, that's the difference between investing and gambling. Day trading, meme stocks, and chasing the latest hype often promise quick wins but usually end in loss. God's way is patience, diligence, and discipline, the very opposite of speculation. Speculation tempts us because it looks exciting. The flashing numbers on a trading screen feel like a slot machine, and crypto headlines make millionaires look like they appeared overnight. But 1 Timothy 6:9 says, "Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin." Investing was never meant to be an adrenaline rush. It was meant to be stewardship. Real investing.
Good morning, guys. I want to share a story with you today to highlight how we can still laugh, live, and love our way to infinite mind wealth. And it is this. There was an altercation, not an altercation, there was a situation with my family, between two family members, and you could see that they were both trying desperately to be understood. And I laugh inwardly now because I always make this mistake too, and I want us to remember it. But we can laugh about it because it's difficult. The idea of trying to understand somebody first when you are emotional and you're trying to get your point across and you want to be understood, that's very difficult. And we can laugh at it when it's done, because it just shows you that even though it's very difficult, it's so important. And if we're willing to do it, we can see great results in our relationship. So I was inwardly chuckling at what happened between two of my family members, but I've done that before, and I thought we could just laugh about it. And remember, always seek to understand first. Have a great day.
Sit up for me. Here we go. Always control your breathing. Bring it back to that. See, the fact that you can still control your breathing, even when your body wants to breathe faster, that's more proof of your determination. You got it in you all the time, no matter what. You can apply this, you can use this energy, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. The way you talk, the way you behave, the way you read, write, the way you're kind and loving. Use determination. Use your power to be positive and never give up. Just like we're doing right now on these exercises, on these sit-ups. We're not giving up, no matter how hard it's getting. See, we know the truth. If we do what is easy, we give up. Our life will be hard. But if we do what is hard and never give up, our life will be easy. So we gotta remember that all the time. That's the power of our determination. Controlling our mind. Motivating the mind so the body will follow. Keep going, determination. I'm so proud of you wherever you are. Just because you are who you are. Striving to be better all the time. You are infinite intelligence. We are double I. Infinitely intelligent. Powerful beyond measure. We don't choose to lose. We determine and win. Still with me? Keep going. I love you. So proud of you. Keep going. Even if you stop. Get back up at it again. Keep going. This is the way you're gonna live. Even if you stop, even if you get tired, even if you make mistakes, you're gonna learn. You're gonna get information. And you're gonna eventually win. How powerful you are. That's why I love you and all of us. No matter what. Long song, that's okay, that's good. Love it, keep going. Our body will rest and recover. Almost there. going, everybody. Keep going. Oh, well done. So proud of you.
Footballer of his generation. He could be through for a fourth here, Lionel Messi. They're trying to contain him, but it's an impossible task. This man is just unstoppable.
And decides a free kick is sufficient. Messi's back up. Xavi. Messi in on the blind side. It's Messi again. Is there no stopping him?
Closed up by Gonzalo, getting quickly by Xavi, it's Messi! Goal! It's brilliantly done. And it's Messi!
Makes money slowly but surely. Consider the American stock market. Over 20-year periods, broad indexes like the S&P 500 have historically produced positive returns nearly 100% of the time. Yet the majority of day traders lose money within 2 years. That's the proof. Patience beats gambling. The biblical farmer doesn't rip up seeds after 1 week to check if they grew. He waits for the harvest season, trusting the process. Likewise, an investor must sow into businesses and let time do the multiplying. Even the wealthy know this. Warren Buffett has famously said his favorite holding period is forever. That wisdom echoes Proverbs 21:5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. Diligence means research, discipline, and waiting, not chasing shiny objects. The richest families in America didn't build fortunes through speculation. They built them through owning assets, diversifying, and compounding over decades. That's biblical patience applied to business. The irony is that speculation often steals what it promises. It offers freedom, but leaves chains of debt. It offers excitement, but delivers stress. Jesus warned in Matthew 6:24 that you cannot serve both God and money. If money becomes a game, it becomes an idol. But when you treat money as a servant, patiently growing through wise investments, you keep it in its rightful place under God's authority. Money then works for you, not the other way around. So while culture screams, "Get rich quick," Scripture whispers, "Grow rich slow." The faithful steward embraces patience because he knows the long game brings peace and prosperity. And when we learn to reject speculation, we're ready to embrace the deeper mindset of a biblical investor. A mindset rooted not just in money, but in faith, freedom, and eternal purpose. The mindset of a biblical investor: stewardship, faith, and freedom. At the core of wealth is not just what you own, but how you think. Proverbs 23:7 says, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." A biblical investor doesn't see money as an idol, but as a tool entrusted by God. That's stewardship. Recognizing that every dollar is seed, every asset is responsibility, and every business decision is part of a higher calling. True wealth is not measured by luxury, but by the freedom to serve God's purpose. Faith is central. Hebrews 11:1 defines it as confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Investing requires that same faith. You don't see the harvest the day you plant. You trust the process, just as Abraham trusted God's promise of land before he possessed it. The biblical investor holds assets with patience, believing both in market cycles and in God's sovereignty. That balance of faith and action creates resilience. Freedom is the ultimate fruit. Ecclesiastes 5:19 reminds us that it is a gift from God to enjoy wealth, possessions, and work. Financial freedom isn't about endless luxury, it's about time. The freedom to spend mornings in prayer, to invest in your children, to launch a ministry, to give generously without hesitation. When money works for you, you reclaim your most valuable asset, your life. That's why the mindset matters more than the mechanics. In practice, this means aligning portfolios with values. Some believers choose biblically responsible investing, BRI, ETFs, screening out industries like gambling or pornography. Others focus on assets that serve communities, housing, clean energy, ethical companies. This echoes Micah 6:8. Act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. Your investments should reflect not just financial goals, but spiritual convictions. That's when business becomes ministry. Another key to mindset is humility. Luke 16:10 reminds us that whoever is faithful with little will be faithful with much. Many dream of managing millions, but mishandle hundreds. A biblical investor starts small, budgets wisely, avoids debt traps, and proves trustworthy. Then God entrusts more. It's the same principle Jesus taught. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little, I will set you over much. Matthew 25:23. Faithful stewardship is the gateway to multiplication. Finally, mindset keeps you anchored in eternity. Jesus warned in Matthew 6:19 not to store treasures only on earth but in heaven. This doesn't mean avoiding money or business. It means using them with perspective. A biblical investor doesn't just ask, how much will this make me? But also, how much will this impact God's kingdom? That shift in thinking turns every dollar into destiny, every asset into ministry, and every investment into legacy. You've just discovered the only 5 assets the Bible itself approves for building wealth. But knowledge without action is wasted. The question is, what will you do with what you now know? Will you keep trading time for wages? Or will you step into stewardship and multiplication, like the faithful servants in Matthew 25? Imagine your life a year from now if you start today. What kind of freedom would you have if money was working for you instead of you always working for it? What would change in your family, your business, your ministry if you finally aligned your finances with God's wisdom? Maybe it's time to ask yourself, which asset will I move on first? Will it be real estate, stocks, or starting the business? God has been whispering in my heart for years. Remember, delay is also a decision, and it often costs more than risk. So here's my challenge. Don't just listen, act. Apply one principle this week. Plant one seed. Take one step toward making your money serve you, instead of you serving money. Stewardship starts small, but it never stays small when God is in it. Write in the comments, my assets are tools for kingdom business, and watch how this powerful declaration begins to shift the course of your business and your finances from this day forward. If this message touched you, consider supporting our ministry through the link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss the wisdom God is releasing for your financial journey.
Feel that? Feel that power? That oneness of us controlling our breathing and our minds? Right here, right now? No matter how hard our movements, exercises were today, no matter how much our body tried to take control of our minds, feel that? That's you. The real you. That's our consciousness. Our being awake fully. To control our minds, to control our breathing, to control our bodies, to control our lives. It's all possible through the power of you being present, staying in the now, right here, right now, wherever you are, wherever you are. There is no past and future right now. There is only the present, the gift that is you. You, which makes everything else possible.
you.